Another review of Camtasia, the screen capture and video editing software. Now this is Camtasia 2025, which I've been using for a few months now and absolutely love it. I've used Camtasia for many years. You may have seen some of my other reviews, and really the program just keeps getting better and better, giving you so many opportunities to use it really as a full-fledged editor if you want to do it that way. But in my perspective, it's really the best and the only screen capture software for producing professional screen captures, having tons of transitions, animation, mouse movements, and editing capabilities. And now they're adding even more that I want to show you and share what I've been doing with Camtasia 2025. So now that we click the editor option, this is part of Rev, which you can actually import other videos now into Rev as well and process it the same way. But for the most part, they're going to give you templates here, and you'll see you can do everything from your different sizes, vertical, square. Then you have different layouts. So if I want to change like where I am in the shot, or remove the background, take those out, you have all these different options. They're pretty cool. I'm just going to do it this way. You'll see that background here. That's the one it selects. If I want to change it up, do it that way. Just really great and straightforward. We can round it if we want to, and then you can go in, and obviously once you do this, you can always make edits on that too if you need to, and then say, hey, we got AI voice removal, filters, you know what, we're good. So the cool thing about this is if you're comfortable with just doing a quick screen capture and recording, all you got to do is you can literally just export it and you can be done with it if you don't need to edit anything. But if we're going to edit, let's jump over in the actual system here, and you'll see everything is broken down on the different tracks. Our camera is separated out. We see our audio. If I want to separate the audio and video, typically what I like to do there, we have that option so you can edit them separately. But as mentioned before, this is just like a standard nonlinear video editor. So really, really great that you can just do all this stuff right here. So now let me go ahead. Let's jump over here, and I'm just gonna make a quick splice in this just to give you an idea of what that smart focus does. So let's go ahead. And obviously you can do your own zoom and pan animations if you want to do that. You have all these different ones. A lot of these have stayed the same, but my biggest ones that I use are between Smart Focus and Motion Path. And you may see like some other ones where they kind of show this and they have almost like a 3D effect. So that's doable, which is really cool. I drag it. All right, so what we're going to do is here, we want to drag it down to the screen recording. It's not going to work on my recording. Duh. So drag it down there. See, and it kind of detects all these different areas. Actually, so what I want to do is we're going to go ahead. So I cut where the camera was. I actually should have cut on the screen recording because that's what I want to apply the smart focus to. That's where it works. So screen recording, take that, and let's see. I'm going to drag it right there. And you can see these can be moved, easily. You can click on it and drag it. If you want it in a different spot, you can add additional keyframes. But you can see here, it took 1 second to add that and how quick it was. And look at that. I just love that feature. It really helps when you're giving tutorials to clients, things like that. And if it's having trouble or you need to back it off, it's not at the right spot, just move it, delete it, add your own. Really, really helpful way with training people. So we have that. Obviously, we have our own zoom pan. So if I want to do that, I can zoom it in and it will animate. You'll see it animates down there. Jumping back up top. Now these, I don't typically use these a lot, but this would be great for other video presentations, the different call outs, arrows, lines, shapes, blur, highlights, squiggly lines. So if I want to do something like that, let's see. So you can see it animates it right there. So if I go, that's the spot that I want to click, we can drop that in and it automatically does that. And then you can go in if you want to change the thickness, the line drawer. You can see it's different thickness. Just love that. And what about, hey, let's put a circle around my head. See how that goes. Oh, there he is. That's the guy I'm talking about. We should watch out for. And then we have different call outs. And then you can go in. Obviously, you can change the different type of speech bubble. If I want to do a thought bubble, You can also get different themes for those too. And it should pop on, pop off. Great amount of options there for pretty much anything you want to do. Also, we can go ahead, let's just remove these options here. If I want to do the background removal, which does work pretty good, obviously the higher resolution camera would probably work better, or if you have more of a seamless background. But honestly, just in general, you can see right there, it works on dropping me out, but they do give you a bunch of options if I want to feather it out, how much is being blurred there. So let's see, balanced, we got accurate, and it's having a little bit of trouble only because of what's going on in my background. It's pretty busy, but if you work with the different lines here, you can see it feathers, the opacity, blur in. You could typically get it to a pretty good spot, and I've used it a few times, and you also saw it in the rev how it drops out. So it is a great option. The best way to do it, honestly, would be to put like a pop-up green screen or just like a solid color behind you. It will make the processing so much better, and you won't have as many artifacts around the sides. So just keep that in mind if you really want to drop the background out. If you don't, it's not a big deal because you can always crop this and make it look as pretty as you want. So some other visual effects they have different things like blend mode, border. So if I want to put a border on something, you can do that there. Let's see if we got a border around that, or if I wanted to do it around the frame of me. So I got that there. So let's go. You can see my border right there. Pretty cool. Just a lot of options that you can easily click and drag. And the great thing is when this records it, it's essentially all on separate tracks. So you can edit all the different things from the background to the actual screen recording to the camera. It's all separated. So you don't have to be like, oh, I got to apply this to everything. Now, let's see, we have things like color adjustment. CRT, I can show you, that's the one that we're talking about. Look at that. So when I drag it on, it gives you that rounded look with those lines. Absolutely love it. I don't know, is it moving? It doesn't move, but like if you stare at it long enough, you're going to get that CRT effect for sure. We have a device frame. So you have a few different devices. You can do desktop. We can do iPhone, pop it in there, MacBook, and then you can always generate some, or you can download more and create it that way. So that's pretty cool. I do like that. Let's get rid of that. Don't need that right now. But if you want to show what it looks like on a device, you could do that. So you drop shadows. A lot of these things are pretty straightforward. We can freeze a region as an interactive hotspot. So if you want to produce it as an interactive video, someone could click on it. That could work. That's more than just exporting a video for YouTube, of course. And then we can do, if we want to matte something out, we can do that. Motion blur, outline edges. That's pretty cool. Probably would never use that, but kind of cool. Have our reflection looks nice, which you can put that down on the bottom there. Gives a little something, makes it look a little spiffy. You can also remove color, so that's a lot like that background removal. If you had a green screen background, you can easily remove that color and help with that. Maybe able to even, put them on top of each other if you need to really work with getting a better background removal. Tiling, this came, I think, in 2024. Also an interesting one, maybe good for a background. Heading over to filters. So you'll see just all pretty much different color filters. And this is where it really comes into play. Now, you may not use a lot of this for editing an actual video for like a screen capture, but you may end up wanting to edit a video normally that you shot and be able to quickly drag and drop these different options right there, which is really great. And they have tons of different ones with plenty of options to work with to really get it to where you need it. Let's see our different transitions here. So they make it so it's nice and easy. You can go and click it. Look at these transitions. I want 3D ones. So this is what I was talking about before. You'll see a lot of people online that are producing screen capture videos, and then they do like a card flip. So let's see if I'm gonna make this a little bit smaller so we do not the whole thing there. We don't want to do that. All right, so let's do a card flip here. And then it should So you'll see that kind of flies in. See how it kind of flies in there? Pretty cool, little card flip. Now these transitions, we've come a long way. So when I went to school for video production, editing, and things like that, we were always like, don't go to these crazy transition tabs and stay away from it. Oh, and only use cuts and cross dissolves. These other ones are for like weddings, bar mitzvahs, sweet 16s, things like that. And you know, the normal public loves them. But now we're so used to like jump cuts and different transitions really to engage the user. So having all these really here, I would say it's okay to use sparingly still, but to make something really engaging and keep the person attached to the video and production, I think it's totally fine. Just don't go crazy with them. I think I still keep that in the back of my mind when I'm doing it. So we have some of these other ones. We have card slide, card swap, cube. Let's see the cube one. There's the cube one there. You can see how that kind of looks. They're still pretty cool. Like if you want to do a business transition, you know, you can always wow the old CEO going, oh, this was great. I love this. I love the card spinning. Very nice. And then we have other transitions, obviously like blurs, spins. You have your, I think you have your normal, obviously your normal dissolve, cross dissolve, but then you have like the cross zoom, which is a really cool. I like that one a lot. So if I do that there, let's see it. Cross zoom it like that one. Kind of hard because I don't have another video layered on top of it. Glass triangles. Let's see some of these other ones. We have a, oh yeah, the old transmission. I like that. You can totally mess with people on that one. Be like, oh, it's not working properly. And they're so clean and they look just really good. And you can, you know, make edits to the timing on them, all that type of stuff. We have our zoom blur. Let's take a look at that. You can see that zoom in there. If I just click into it, you got all that stuff there. So I might have to just zoom in a little bit. So we have our zoom blur. You got your user use timer counted, or you can click here, drag in if you want to use it longer. You can reverse it, anything like that. If you want to go, you know what, I want to swap that out, you can do that. Pretty cool. Now, obviously, different transitions will give you different options to work with. So just keep that in mind. You're not going to have tons of variables that you can work with on all of them, but some of them do have enough that you could really work with it and make something that is going to be exactly what you are looking for. All right, so we have these other ones here. We have the grid flip. I think that's one that I've seen before that I like. So you have all these different grids that flip into place. Pretty cool. You can make that longer if we want. Really nice. Nicely done. Nicely done. TechSmith, nicely done. All right, so now we have our fades. You can do things like flares if we want to do that. So you see that flare that goes across very nicely. You see that in a lot of different videos. We have a glitch. It looks like that transmission glitch. Pretty cool. So as you're giving a presentation, you can put that glitch on there and be like, oh no, I can't finish my presentation. I'm sorry. We have a glow, morph, tons and tons of different options here. And like I said, they're so clean and so easy just to use. And look how quick that was to apply it. We're not really waiting for anything to render, you know, for a long time. We have radial ones, swirl spin, solids. Let's see a 4 square. Wow. Woo. Love it. Very cool. That was like a old TV show or something like that. Pretty cool. Splits. We want to split that. Let's do, which one should we select here? Let's do a diagonal slice. I think that's what the video needs. Oh, diagonal slice. I love that. That's so cool. That does look pretty cool. Maybe if you want to get a video started and then do a quick intro, that would be a good like quick segue edit there to get it going with some good audio. And then we have our wipes here. Let's see, we can do a distorted fall. Let's see, oh, there it all goes. Interesting. So you got that. And then all these other options. Let's see, what's a walking wipe? Some of these things just don't do. So it's like a shadow that walks across it. Okay, interesting one. All right, but there are really so many here That's just yet another reason why I love Camtasia, mostly for the screen capture and producing things like that, but for video editing, you could totally do it here too. Absolutely love that. And then of course you do have your normal cross dissolves, things like that as well. And then if we go over to animation, we showed that already. We have our behaviors. So what is the behavior? So we can go there. Let's see if we can get that there. So we just have a jump fall. Let me just get rid of these other things going on here so we're not looking at that. Oop. All right. So now we should see it just like that. And then we have our fall there. And then if we get rid of all that, so now it's just static, so that's fine. What if we do a drifting? You can see those edits. I like that one there, very nice. Oop. Took it off too much. And I'm gonna go cut it again. We have a wiggle one, wiggle, wiggle. You can see it move around ever so slightly. If you just want to drive the viewer a little crazy there, you can do the wiggle. But again, just take it, drag it, put it right on there, processes really quickly. Oh, it's so nice. Love that. And then you can make whatever little edits that you need to that. Cursor effects. So here they added some of the ones that I've mentioned before, but then you have your lens effect. So let's see here. So the lens effect is going to follow the cursor, and it's going to almost make it where it's like warped a little bit, I believe. So yeah, it'd be good if I did it that way, where I was actually moving the cursor. That would be helpful, right? So let's go here, and then we can watch as I move the cursor. So you see how it has that effect on it? I really do like that. It almost zooms in a little bit. It does distort what we're clicking on, but it would help the viewer follow what you're doing. And then we have a negative option, which kind of just, it's almost like a spotlight where it will glow on it. And then you could, obviously you can make it larger, the arrow itself larger or smaller, and the same thing with the negative option. You could do it that way. So let's get rid of that. We have cursor smoothing. You can do a cursor path. Here's the magnifier that they were talking about. So you can see that one. I like that one because obviously it doesn't distort it all too much, and then you can see what it's magnifying for the most part, and then you can make the size bigger. So it really depends what you're looking for, because you can use this. I mean, you could use it in conjunction, obviously, with the smart focus, but I think that's just really nice, helping the viewer see like exactly what it is, especially if you have small text on your presentation or on the video. So a lot of different options here. We also have our left click or right click effect. I have a little sound. Let's see if we go ahead and add that. I don't know if I clicked anything there. I don't think I did, so we're not going to see it. I wasn't clicking around. But when you click, obviously this animation will happen. Further down here, we have our audio effects with their AI noise removal, which is really nice, again, for this and for just standard video editing. So if you have some noisy audio, you can run this noise removal. It does a really good job at that removal, and it will make your videos sound much more professional. You can also do audio compression, emphasize. So audio compression probably would be good, like if you had a few different audio clips and you want to get them to all about the same levels. I'm pretty sure that's what that's for. And then obviously emphasize. I guess that's almost like a loudness thing. Haven't really used those. Mostly use the AI noise removal to clean things up. So you do have those options there, along with some other properties and settings to adjust it to where you need it to be. Now, voice narration, obviously not going to do it here, but you can put your script in here, and then you can record as it's running, which is really nice. You can watch it as it goes. And then we have our captions. So captions, these are dynamic captions. And then you can do closed captions. So if you want to go ahead and drop in an SRT file, you can do that. So here, so the captions are here. And then if I want to apply essentially an effect to those captions, what I would do is say, hey, let's add this effect on top here. And you'll see at the bottom right here, it edits it. Now it does a really good job with the captions and the voice or speech to text, so that is really nice. Now, if you have trouble with anything, you can easily go in, changes. Maybe that was not a problem. Updated that, all good. If there was a word that we're like, I don't need it in there, have a lot of ums, you can just delete it right out. Make it really nice, and then these options to drop these different ones in is really great because you have all these property options on the side here. So while there are some other things as far as your exports, so you can do a screencast, we can do local files, direct to YouTube, batch exports, a lot of options here. If we want to do an export for audio only, or even a frame, so if you're looking to do a thumbnail, you can quickly Control F it and throw out the frame that you're using. And then there are some other things here. So if we want to just quickly click in this area and add one of the effects that we've looked at before, they're also up on the modified menu. A lot of the same thing. Then we also have quizzes. So there's like a timeline quiz. So if you're going to do like that screencast production, then you can do quizzes at the end. Now that's not going to be something that's interactive on just a plain YouTube video, but they give you that option, and a lot of people build like quiz-based or interactive-based screen shares like that too, which is really cool. And then we have a lot of our other normal properties, like as far as placeholders, selecting, and then we have our project settings. Now, one other thing that I'm going to switch over and show you is this connect to mobile. So you can download Camtasia, shoot something on the mobile device, and it gives you a QR code. You see there? So it gives you a QR code. You scan that with your mobile device, and so I loaded it like almost instant connected, and I can drag that screen capture down right into the timeline. How awesome is that? I love that, being able to do something along those lines. So that, again, right there is essentially Camtasia 2025. There are definitely some other options here that you could work with, but this is not only a really robust video editor, but to me, in my opinion, the best screen capture tool to really produce great screen captures for clients, for presentations, as well as interactive screencasts. It really gives you the options to do everything, and honestly, they truly keep making it better and better. And I would say, even though they offer a few different levels of like monthly access to like a pro version or whatever it is, whichever one you choose based on your needs is completely worth the price. So that right there is TechSmith's Camtasia 2025. Can't wait to continue using this. Thank you so much for watching, and I'm truly looking forward to the next release of Camtasia as well.